Hey Switch fans, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today, we're counting down the 15 most addictive games on Nintendo Switch. You know, those games where you tell yourself, just one more run. These are the titles that will absolutely consume your free time, and honestly, you won't even be mad about it. Let's jump in. Slay the Spire is a roguelike deck builder where you climb a mysterious spire filled with deadly enemies and powerful relics. You choose from 4 characters, each with their own unique card pool, and build your deck as you progress through randomly generated encounters. The genius here is how every decision matters. Do you take that powerful attack card or the defensive option? Do you remove weak starter cards or add more synergy? Combat is turn-based, where you play cards that cost energy to attack, defend, or apply special effects. And enemies telegraph their moves so you can plan accordingly. Between battles, you'll choose paths on the map, deciding whether to fight elites for better rewards, visit shops, rest at campfires, or encounter random events. The 3 difficulty levels per character and daily challenges with modifiers keep you coming back, and the unlock system gradually introduces new cards and relics. What hooks you is how each run feels completely different based on the cards and relics you find, creating endless what-if scenarios that make you immediately want to try again after each death. Celeste is a precision platformer about a young woman named Madeline climbing a mountain while battling her anxiety and self-doubt. The controls are incredibly tight. You can jump, dash once in midair, and grab onto walls for a limited time. These simple mechanics combine to create increasingly complex platforming challenges across over 700 screens. The game introduces new mechanics gradually, like dash crystals that refresh your dash, moving platforms, and dream blocks you can dash through. You'll die hundreds of times, but the instant respawn at the start of each screen keeps frustration low and momentum high. The story deals with mental health in a genuine way, with Madeline confronting a manifestation of her darker thoughts as she pushes forward. Assist mode lets you adjust game speed, add extra dashes, or even become invincible if you want to experience the story without the challenge. The B-side and C-side levels unlock after completing chapters, offering brutally difficult versions for hardcore players. Hunting for hidden strawberries in each level adds another layer of challenge. Cuphead throws you into a 1930s cartoon world where you play as Cuphead and Mugman, who made a deal with the devil and now must collect soul contracts from various debtors to save themselves. This run-and-gun game is split between boss rush battles and traditional platforming levels. You'll shoot constantly while dodging intricate bullet patterns, and each boss has multiple phases that completely change their attack patterns. The parry mechanic lets you slap pink objects to fill your special meter, adding a risk-reward element to combat. You can equip different shot types like spread shots or homing bullets, along with charms that provide passive bonuses. The hand-drawn animation is absolutely stunning, with every frame meticulously crafted to recreate authentic rubber hose animation. The difficulty is absolutely brutal. Bosses require memorizing attack patterns and perfect execution. You'll retry bosses dozens of times, but each attempt teaches you something new about their patterns. The short length of each fight means you're always thinking, I almost had it, one more try. Expert mode and S-rank requirements give completionists even more to chase. It's punishing but fair, and that perfect victory after countless deaths feels incredible. Animal Crossing New Horizons starts with you accepting Tom Nook's deserted island package, arriving with just a tent and 2 random animal neighbors. The game runs in real time, following your system's clock, with seasons, weather, and events changing throughout the actual year. Your daily routine involves shaking trees for resources, catching bugs and fish to donate to the museum or sell for bells, talking to your animal neighbors who each have distinct personalities, and slowly upgrading your island's infrastructure. The crafting system lets you create furniture, tools, and decorations from gathered materials. Terraforming unlocks later, allowing you to reshape cliffs, rivers, and paths however you want. You can design custom patterns for clothing and decorations, visit mystery islands for rare resources, and trade with other players online. There's no fail state or time pressure. You set your own goals, whether that's completing the museum, creating the perfect island aesthetic, or collecting all the villagers you want. The peaceful, low-stakes gameplay combined with constant small goals like daily fossil hunting or seasonal DIY recipes creates a gentle but powerful hook that keeps you checking in every single day. Vampire Survivors is a minimalist roguelike, where you auto-attack enemies in increasingly massive hordes while trying to survive for 30 minutes. You choose a character with a starting weapon, and walk around to dodge enemy swarms. Your weapons fire automatically in various patterns. As you collect gems from defeated enemies, you level up and choose from random upgrades to existing weapons, or pick up new ones. The genius is in the weapon evolution system, where specific weapon and item combinations transform into super-powered versions with screen-clearing potential. You'll manage up to 6 weapons and 6 passive items, creating devastating synergies like garlic that damages nearby enemies combined with area-expanding items. Runs are quick but intense, with enemy density ramping up dramatically until the screen is filled with thousands of monsters. Unlocking new characters, weapons, and stages requires completing specific challenges or finding hidden items on maps. The pixel art style keeps everything readable despite the chaos. Each run teaches you new weapon combinations to try, and the constant unlock progression means you're always working towards something. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the ultimate version of Nintendo's racing series, featuring 48 tracks including remasters from every previous Mario Kart game, plus all DLC. You race across gravity-defying courses where you can drive on walls and ceilings, with the auto-acceleration and steering assist options making it accessible for any skill level. The item system is perfectly balanced. You get better items when you're further behind, creating comebacks, while frontrunners must use defensive items smartly. Coins scattered on tracks boost your top speed slightly, encouraging optimal racing lines even in chaotic multiplayer. You can customize your kart with different body types, wheels, and gliders that actually affect handling, speed, and acceleration stats. The 200 cubic centimeters mode for experienced players is absolutely blazing fast and requires mastering the brake drifting technique. Battle mode includes multiple game types like Balloon Battle and Bomb Blast across dedicated arenas. Online multiplayer is rock solid with tournaments and regional races, while local multiplayer supports up to 4 players on one Switch or 12 across multiple consoles. Neon Inferno is a fast-paced arcade shooter that blends classic run-and-gun action with a clever modern twist, making it easy to pick up but hard to put down on Nintendo Switch. Set in a gritty cyberpunk New York of the near future, the game throws you into the role of a skilled enforcer working for a powerful crime family, pushing through city districts overrun by rival gangs and corrupt forces. Gameplay is built around tight 2D movement inspired by old-school arcade shooters, with constant enemy pressure, precise jumping, dodging, and relentless gunfire. What really sets Neon Inferno apart is its dual-plane combat system, letting you shoot not only enemies in front of you, but also targets lurking in the background, adding an extra layer of awareness and strategy during intense firefights. Levels are packed with varied enemy patterns, environmental hazards, and large boss encounters that reward quick reflexes and smart positioning. You can pull off evasive rolls, well-timed counters, and powerful attacks that keep combat feeling fluid and reactive rather than mindless. Hades puts you in the role of Zagreus, son of Hades, attempting to escape the underworld to find his mother on the surface. Each escape attempt takes you through 4 regions: Tartarus, Asphodel, Elysium, and the Temple of Styx, fighting through randomly arranged rooms of enemies. You choose one of 6 weapons that completely change your combat style, from the fast-hitting twin fists to the long-range adamant railgun. During runs, you receive boons from Olympian gods that modify your abilities in powerful ways. Zeus adds chain lightning. Ares includes doom effects that detonate after a delay. Aphrodite weakens enemies. The genius is how Death advances the story with new dialogue from dozens of fully voiced characters. Back in the House of Hades, you'll use collected resources to permanently upgrade your stats through the Mirror of Night, unlock new weapon aspects, and build relationships with gods and underworld inhabitants by giving them nectar and ambrosia. The Pact of Punishment system lets you increase difficulty in specific ways for better rewards once you've escaped. Combat is incredibly fluid and responsive, with tight dodge timing and satisfying impact on hits. Hollow Knight Silksong follows Hornet, the princess protector of Halonest, as she explores the kingdom of Farloom after being captured and brought there against her will. The fast-paced combat centers on Hornet's needle and thread, which feel quicker and more aggressive than the original game's nail combat. You'll string together aerial combos, use your thread to bind enemies temporarily, and execute perfectly timed parries for extra damage. The movement system emphasizes flow and momentum, with abilities that let you zip between surfaces and maintain speed through levels. You collect and equip different tools that function like the original's charms, but with active abilities triggered by holding the tool button. The Silk resource system replaces soul you build Silk through successful combat, which fuels both healing and special attacks. New quest systems and NPC interactions create a more structured but still exploration-focused adventure through Farloom's diverse biomes. Each area introduces unique enemy types and environmental hazards that force you to adapt your approach. Boss battles are intense skill checks, with multiple phases and attack patterns to memorize. Deluxe Pit delivers an unexpectedly addictive mix of arcade chaos and roguelike depth that feels perfectly suited for quick sessions on Nintendo Switch. Set in the ruined fantasy city of Balbalon, the game frames its action around a massive pit overflowing with monsters, treasure, and danger, while a small settlement slowly grows above it. Gameplay revolves around launching bouncing balls upward to clear descending waves of enemies, blending classic brick breaker physics with real-time combat pressure. Every angle matters, as balls ricochet off walls and foes, turning smart positioning and timing into the core skill ceiling. As enemies fall, they drop resources that let you level up mid-run, unlocking new ball types, passive upgrades, and powerful synergies that can dramatically change how each attempt plays out. Balls can be combined or evolved into stronger variants, encouraging experimentation and rewarding creative builds. Boss encounters push this system further, with unique attack patterns that test both planning and reflexes. Between runs, you invest earned resources into rebuilding the city, unlocking new characters, upgrades, and long-term bonuses that feed back into future attempts. Balatro is a roguelike deck-building poker game that turns the familiar card game into something completely wild and strategic. You start each run trying to beat increasingly difficult blind challenges by playing poker hands pairs, flushes, full houses, and so on. But the genius comes from how you modify your deck and upgrade your hands between rounds. You'll find joker cards that create crazy synergies, like one that multiplies your score when you play even-numbered cards, or another that adds chips for every heart in your hand. The progression system lets you unlock new decks with different starting conditions, stake levels that increase difficulty, and vouchers that permanently modify game rules. The gameplay loop is incredibly satisfying because every decision matters. Do you skip a reward to get money for the shop, or do you grab that planet card to upgrade your straits? The minimalist visual style keeps everything clean and readable, while the strategic depth keeps you coming back to try new builds and push for higher scores. Absolum delivers a highly addictive blend of classic, side-scrolling beat-em-up action and modern roguelike progression, making every run feel intense and rewarding on Nintendo Switch. Set in the dark fantasy world of Talum, the game places you in a land ruled by a tyrant who has outlawed magic, sparking a rebellion that gives context to the constant fighting without ever slowing the pace. Gameplay focuses on tight, responsive combat built around combos, positioning, and crowd control, staying true to old-school brawlers while adding depth through build choices. You can choose from multiple playable characters, each with distinct weapons, abilities, and combat rhythms, encouraging experimentation and different strategies. As you push through enemy-filled areas and face challenging bosses, you earn upgrades and magical rituals that modify your attacks, add elemental effects, or change how your character plays during a run. Even failure feels productive, thanks to permanent progression that unlocks new options and strengthens future attempts. The roguelike structure keeps encounters fresh, while local and online co-op add another layer of fun and chaos. Stardew Valley starts with you inheriting your grandfather's old farm in a small town, escaping your soul-crushing corporate job to start a new life. The core gameplay revolves around planting and harvesting crops, raising animals, fishing, mining for resources, and gradually expanding your farm from an overgrown mess into a thriving agricultural empire. What makes it so addictive is how every activity feeds into others. Mining gets you ore to upgrade tools. Better tools let you clear more land. More land means bigger harvests. Bigger harvests give you money to buy animals and buildings. The social system adds another layer as you befriend the town's residents through gifts and conversation, eventually pursuing romance and marriage with eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. Seasonal festivals, community center bundles that unlock new areas, and the freedom to focus on whatever activities you enjoy most create endless gameplay possibilities. Time moves in real time as you play, with each in-game day lasting about 15 minutes, creating that just one more day mentality that keeps you playing for hours. Fantasy Life puts you in the shoes of a customizable character in the whimsical world of Reveria, where you can switch between 12 different life classes, from combat roles like Paladin and Mercenary to crafting jobs like Blacksmith and Tailor. The story follows your investigation into mysterious time anomalies caused by a girl with the power to manipulate time, slowly unraveling a conspiracy that threatens the fabric of reality itself. The genius of the game is how all the life classes interconnect. As a miner, you gather ore. As a blacksmith, you forge weapons. As a paladin, you use those weapons in combat. And completing challenges in each life earns you stars that unlock better equipment and abilities. You can switch between lives at any time, encouraging you to master multiple roles and create synergies between your crafting and combat skills. The world is filled with NPCs who give you tasks and requests, pushing you to explore every corner of the map and engage with different gameplay systems. The charming art style and lighthearted tone make it accessible, while the deep progression systems and endless tasks create that addictive, just one more quest loop. Hades 2 continues the story of the first game, but puts you in control of Melinoe, the princess of the underworld, and sister to Zagreus, as she fights against Kronos, the Titan of Time, who has imprisoned Hades and taken over the underworld. The roguelike structure has you attempting escape runs through multiple regions, each filled with challenging enemy encounters and rewarding boss fights that test your skills. The combat feels incredibly fluid, with Malinois's unique weapons and magical abilities that differ significantly from her brother's toolkit, including powerful Omega casts that charge up for devastating attacks. Between runs, you'll return to the Crossroads hub, where you deepen relationships with gods and allies through fully voiced dialogue, unlock permanent upgrades using gathered resources, and gradually piece together the larger narrative. The Arcana card system adds a meta progression layer that lets you customize your playstyle between runs, while the boon system from Olympian gods creates nearly infinite build variety as you combine their powers in creative ways. And there's the top 15 most addictive games on Nintendo Switch. Which games have kept you up way too late? Drop your most addictive Switch games in the comments below. I'd love to hear what has you hooked. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Until next time.